Hi, this is Toni Wade, the Compassionate Investor, and we are talking about live for free, one of my favorite things to talk about, and this is the 6th step in learning how to live for free, which is finding your real estate niche. Now, y'all already know how I feel about real estate. I could talk it in, out, over, under. This is the type of stuff I love talking about. So you're going to hear about some niches that I have used over the years that have helped catapult me into the space where I'm at. And I'll say this, out of the things I'll share with you in these niches are specific strategies that I have used that have allowed me to grow capital. Now, because there is a slew of strategies and I can do all of them, but these are the ones that sort of set the tone that actually helped me get capital pretty quickly. We're going to talk about those and talk about how we were able to move through some of these deals as we discuss it. So my favorite one, and this is the first one that I got into when we started doing real estate, and it was wholesaling. Now, wholesaling in a nutshell is basically where you get a property that's under contract for a certain amount, let's just say $50,000, and you secure the contract. You make sure the language is secured where you know nobody can come out from underneath you and take the deal from you, and you've also built yourself some time into that deal so that in case you cannot sell it to somebody else, you don't lose any money. But this particular strategy, you first have the deal at $50,000, and then you find another contract for $75,000 where somebody says, I want that contract and I want to be able to purchase that property. So you're going to sell it to this person for $75,000, okay? So the difference between that is what? $25,000. And who do you think that money goes to? That money goes to you. That is the perfect example of what wholesaling is. And I mastered that my first year. When I say mastered, I mean you sort of had to learn through some ways to make sure that you were doing things proper and in order. But in my first year, I made $80,000 just in doing wholesaling, and that was still being very green. So when I talk about growing capital, that was one of the ways in which I grew capital pretty quickly because I learned and mastered wholesaling. Now, I want to say this clearly because it does depend on the states that you are in, because in order to be able to negotiate deals between listings and between buyers and sellers is you have to be a licensed agent. I'm a broker, so I have things that I can do legally in the state of Missouri because I am a broker, so I can broker deals between buyers and sellers. But let me have you clearly understand this for those of you who are not a licensed agent or broker. You cannot, in some states, broker between a buyer and a seller without a license. But when you have a contract, and if that contract can be assigned to another person, you can assign that contract to someone else. So that is the difference when we're talking about real estate and you're talking about doing wholesaling. Do not get it twisted when you're out there talking about buying, you have a property that you're wanting to sell to somebody, because no, you do not if you are not the owner and you are not an agent, because you could be in violation of the real estate commission related to doing deals and you're not an agent. So I want to encourage you to reach out in your particular community and talk to other people to make sure that you are not putting yourself in position to where you are performing a violation. But if you have a contract to a property, you can assign that contract as long as that contract did not specifically say you could not assign it. And then the difference that is made can be made by you. So that is wholesaling. To me, that is one of my favorite real estate niches, because you know, anytime I was like, hey, I need a quick certain amount of money, I could go find a great deal and then contract that deal to somebody else and assign that contract. Now there's also a niche that I like to call property finding. Let's say that you live in a wonderful area that you see all these wonderful houses that that are going for sale, but you see that little ugly house that nobody else, like the grass is grown, looking bad, all these other things are going on with the house, right? So that is a perfect house that you can find and give to a real estate investor. So you can make money off of finding properties. It won't be as high as what you would get if you were wholesaling the deal, but that's a quick $7,500 sometimes that you can make just for finding a property that's in an area that someone else likes. Now, I actually used to have a group of guys that would just drive in the neighborhoods and go find those properties. Now, there is a skill set involved in doing that. I want to encourage you. I'm not going to be able to go through all the details with you here in this short little segment, but send me a message, send me a comment. I'd love to be able to, show you how to do this as well and give you some resources to help. But just being able to find properties, you can make money that way, and that's quick money that doesn't require not a dime from you, just your time in going out to find those properties. And then the third one, which I did a lot at the very beginning, is what we call lease options. So, and I still practice lease options today. I'm actually doing a lease option right now. With a lease option, you're basically working with the current owner of a property and you are negotiating a sale. And it's actually, let me rephrase, it's not lease option, but it's wholesaling lease options. I want to correct that. So when you're wholesaling lease options, let's say you found somebody who has a beautiful home and they want to rent it out and you want to purchase the property. You can actually put it under contract under a lease option and then go ahead and find somebody who wants to be on that lease option, and you can make the difference in pricing for that as well. A whole nother niche called wholesaling lease options that you can make money not having to put one dime into. Those three niches have carried me into a state of learning how to build capital pretty quickly and getting myself in position to where, as my regular residual passive money came in, I also had ways that we were making money that I could make just from doing one of the real estate strategies. So I want to encourage you to look at one of those three strategies. If you want more information on how to do that, feel free to leave me a message and a note, and I will be able to best direct you once you reach out to me. So we'll be back in a moment.